Hexx in Rosemont, Illinois, up here in the Winter Dome League. Just underway here, another playoff game. Got Inc. versus Signature. And for those of you checking it out, this is Chicago's 16-inch softball. You've seen it correct. No gloves. 60-foot bases. You can lead off, but you can't steal. 38 feet from the rubber to the point of home plate. 6-12 on the arc. We are playing on 1-1 count. All turf field here. Short dimensions. 210 down the lines. 235 to dead red. You only get 4 homers. Leading off is Ryan Lee Peastrom. And short fence out there, and there's a little flip to right, and Tyler McCulloch out there in right field makes the catch. That's how the game will start. And short fence, it's about 3.5, 4 feet high, so we see a lot of ground rule doubles. 6-12 on the arc. Pitcher gets a drag step, 1 step left, right, or back. Thank you, Sal.
Is this your time?
No. And that's going to bring up Tommy Norton. So pitcher gets 2 fakes or hesitation. Third arm action has to be to deliver the ball home. And he hits it out there. Tyler having a busy top of the first here as the first 2 hitters go to right field. And it brings up Cody Niedenbach. So Signature has been scoring a ton of runs. Them and the Dummies were the 2 most prolific teams out here, but the Dummies got eliminated last night. Goodwood came out and played a good ball game. And Cody goes deep. That's way back, and that's up in the net. So we'll show you a quick replay on the Cody Niedenbach home run as he launched this ball way out of here. Early lead for Signature. Or excuse me, for Inc. So that is the first home run. You only get 4. As a manager, you'd rather not see them in the solo situation. You'd rather see them be at least 2-run homers. And there's a swing and a sinking base hit as Tom Coletti comes through, follows up the homer with a hard single into center field. That's going to bring up Dave Mueller. So early 1-0 lead. We said last night on the broadcast that the keys a lot of time out here is you want to play good defense. The pitcher cannot walk anybody and give up those base runners that turn into runs. And then, of course, you want to score some. Little ground ball and little miscommunication. Short center, Chad Hook came in and he was just going to flip it over to Spencer Mahoney, and I don't think Spencer was anticipating that. And now you got a couple of runners on here for Neil Hagelin, the right fielder. And after getting the first 2 outs, crazy things happen. Little fly ball, Mahoney goes back, puts it away. So at the end of a half an inning, 1-0, Inc. jumps out. Long way to go in this one. So we're glad you're tuning in and enjoying the broadcast. Again, we're going to go back to back. I'm not quite sure which team is on this diamond, but we're going to stay right on this field. That way we don't got to worry about running to another diamond in a game.
I'm going to yell.
A game going long or causing that confusion. So I do have Jake McTeague who's out here, and he'll be giving the lineup cards to the next 2 teams. So should be a smooth transition into the next game. And Goodwood, very sharp last night, very tough on defense, which is a normal staple of their game. And they hit just enough. Here's Danny Marston leading off for Signature here. And Danny drives it to right field. Right fielder going back, and he puts it away for out number one. So the right fielder's getting a workout early in this contest. And that's going to bring up Mark Manizzi with Spencer Mahoney on deck. Again, this is a single elimination playoff format out of here. So it's basically win or go home. And Mark flips it the other way. So first base runner for Signature. We talk all the time. Mark came over, played a lot of years on the Impact squad, and he had big shoes to fill over there as they picked him up after Kevin Duff left to start Circus. And here's Mahoney, and Spencer, a lot of pop, can pretty much go yard anytime he wants. If I'm not mistaken, he had a walk-off in a game against the Dummies earlier, and there he flips it opposite, and that's going to be a long foul ball. So just underway here, 1-0. And next week during the holidays, this Dome League will wrap up, but next Friday, the 27th, this is the beginning of the Intentional Sports winter session, and there's a walk, so now there's 2 on, and Signature, part of the reason why they score a lot of runs is they got a lot of road graders, as I'd like to call them, in the middle of their lineup. And these are the situations with 2 guys on, you don't mind if a guy goes for it. And Scar certainly has enough juice. He's hit many out of this dome. And there he goes deep, and that ball's got a chance, and it is going to be up in the net on Homer. Let's take a look at that swing again. So you can see he got a pitch upstairs, and he just rode it out of here, no problem, for a 3-run bomb way up in the net. Again, it's almost an impossible task. And here's the next hitter, and he pushes that ball foul, so Chad Hook will go in and reset. It's almost an impossible task for the pitcher inside here because the turf plays quick, so you get a lot of ground balls that sneak through. You got the short fence and a lot of ground rule doubles, and that's deflected off the pitcher. Matt Epperhart couldn't handle it. I think Chad beat it out anyway. So another base runner. Yeah, Nick, we're fooling around with it. Here's Wes Shannon. We started doing it yesterday. It was on a 10-second type of a delay, and we realized some of these plays take longer than 10. So we moved it to 14 seconds, and West goes to right center, and that's a ground rule double. So temporarily saves the run, as Chad Hook will have to stop at third. Yeah, we're always trying to make the broadcast a little more interesting. And here's Tyler McCulloch. And there's a hard ground ball. Tommy Norton makes the play. Another run does score. 4-1 Signature.
Smart ball, kid.
So Inc. is going to have to score some runs today. So both teams have a home run. That's how all the runs have been accounted for this far. The difference is Signature's got a 3-run. And there's a swing and a base hit by Matt Manizzi. Another run does score, so Signature out of the gate fast here. They lead 5-1. This is the only game going on in this 9 o'clock time slot. Here's Chris Pikulias. And I think when you come into this dome and you play a team like Signature, you better resign yourself And there's a long one. Hits the roof, though, so it'll stay in the park for out number 3. That ball had the distance, but it grazed that roof. And again, if it hits the roof in fair territory, you can catch it for an out. And if it hits the carpet, it's all you can get. Well, the top 3A teams, that's interesting. And I think the reason why I say that is, the Fat Kids are probably going to be up in the major division this year. And until you really get a look and see who recruited and who did what, it's very difficult. And I think the Dirty 38s are probably at the point where they've outgrown the A division. So the next wave is coming. I think a team like Whale is certainly going to be a team you want to keep an eye on. And we had some teams that broke up. The Demons, I do not believe, are having a team prime time. So some of these B teams will be moving up this year. And until we get a look at them early in the season, it's hard to gauge. Here's Matt Eberhardt. And Matt, a little punch swing coming over is Danny Marston. Of course, Danny played a lot of short center last year. Here in the Dome, he's in the outfield. I believe Chad Hook is a permanent pickup. So we'll see here. They got a pretty solid infield with Matt over here at first, Scar at third. So Danny very well may be relegated to playing some outfield. Here's Burrito, Josh Moran. And of course, they still have Greg Fleming. So Signature has a lot of flexibility in their outfield in terms of what they can do. Rumor is Wes Shannon was going to be coming over here. And there's a swing by Burrito. It's going to roll to the fence, and it'll be a stand-up double for Burrito. So we'll take another look. Josh just kind of swept that into left center field. Ball hit the carpet, went all the way to the wall, and Josh easily a stand-up double there. So here's Mike Giangran. Well, Lauren, it just depends on what diamond they're on. If they're on this diamond, I'm going to do them. There's a swing and a little Humpty, and nice catch by Marston. Burrito tags, and he's out at third. I think Mike Giangran got in the way of the camera there, so I didn't get a chance to give you guys a good view of that. But Danny Marston covering a lot of ground, so despite the double, it's still 3 up, 3 down here. And I got my inning wrong. Let me change that. We are in the second inning. Trying to replay the scoreboard, trying to keep an eye on my lineup cards. The only thing I'm not doing is selling popcorn these days. So leading off here is going to be the right fielder, or left fielder, Marco. Marco, another one of the guys that came over here. And there's a high fly ball deep in the gap. Off the hands there, it's bouncing around. Marco's going to shut it down. So effort there. Long run for the left fielder, but he just couldn't seem to get there. Ball went off his hands as he made a semi-jump on it. And brings up the pitcher, Donnie Rollins. There's a little ground ball to second. Norton sits on it, and that'll be an out. It does move the runner to third. And it brings up the top of the lineup here with Danny Marston. And Danny, there's a ground ball knocked down by Cabela. And nice play by Matt Eberhardt to one-hand it, and they runner at third. So you'll see here, Cabela stayed right with it. Throw was a little high, and nice job by Matt Eberhardt. So Cabela, if he can get out, Mark Menizzi got a chance to get out of it. A little short hop to the short center, and they just nip him at first. So they get what they needed there in the second, a goose egg. We'll stay at 5-1 as we head to the top of the third inning. Goodwood. Yeah, just one. Sal Milazzo asking me who won last night. So the leadoff double gets stranded. Signature can't score. It's going to be Anthony Cabela, the pitcher, Jeff LeVar, and then Ryan Lee Peastrup. And that pitch is a little deep. I see we got a lot of fans voicing their opinions. Two of my favorite women players. And there's a nice play there by Scarlata as he did 360. Scar reached out there, made a nice catch. Then he did the little twirl and throw right on the money for the first out. So here's Jeff LeVar. Jeff was running a little late, so they got him at the bottom of the lineup. He normally swings a little higher in the lineup. So if you're Inc., you want to get some offensive pressure. They got the one on the solo homer. They haven't really generated much besides that. Next two guys did get hits, but they couldn't push anything across. So back to the top of the lineup here in the top of the third. And there's a swing, hot shot. Spencer makes the play. And I tell you, the last couple of games we've done with Signature, Spencer's got such a strong arm. And he's been throwing everything high, and then it had some throwing issues a couple of games ago, but looks a lot better today throwing it. Again, a lot of times in the dome, because of the time constraints and how late it is out here, as it's going on 9:25, the teams really hustle to take swings, but a lot of them don't really throw before the game. So here's that guy, Spencer Mahoney, leading off here in the bottom of the third inning. Yeah, there's a couple of good games coming up here later on. Fat Kids and Hexx. And then I believe it's March and Iron. So I'm anticipating both of those are going to be good ball games. But like I said, depending on time frame, and there's an opposite field flip, and that'll be caught for the first out. So like I was saying, I don't know if I finished the thought, but we got that intentional sports league starting December 27th. And those are generally late games, 10, 11, and 12. And there's a little ground ball, and Scarlotta just guided it up the middle past the pitcher for a one-out single. It's going to bring up Chad Hook with Wes Shannon on deck. And you can pretty much bet a mortgage payment should Chad get on and there are two base runners that Wes might try to go yard. And there's a high shot off the roof. Niedenbach can't get there, but they called it foul. Again, if the ball hits the roof in foul territory, it's just a foul ball. But I like what Cody did. I stress all the time, you got to get out there as an infielder. You can't take for granted that the ball's going to make it clean to the outfield. So here's Chad Hook, and he rifles one. Norton, great play to throw now. Great play by Norton. As he ranged far up the middle on that, got the fielder's choice. Chad Hook runs pretty good. No double play. And here's Wes Shannon. Wes drove one to right. Now he tries to go opposite field, and that's going to be foul. Hit up there by the roof. And we'll see if Wes Shannon, the rumor is he's coming here. And Wes just leans back and punches it. Gets past Burrito in center. Hook will score. So Shannon hit it hard. Josh Moran came up. Ball jumped up and glanced off his shoulder. 6-1. So here's Tyler McCullough. And he slashes one, but caught by the third baseman over there, Coletti, right in the midsection. So we're going to head to the top of the fourth. 6-4, or excuse me, 6-1 in favor of Signature. They've been in control of the ball game as we start approaching the halfway mark. And if you're Inc., you need to get your offense unraveled here a little bit. It'll be Tommy Norton, Cody Niedenbach, Tom Coletti, 2, 3, 4. And they're still kind of playing baseball on the other diamond. I was trying to sneak a peek down there to see if I can identify what teams may be heading over there. So here's Norton leading off, top of the fourth. Inc. needs a little offense. And Norton guides it up the middle and pounds it through for a leadoff single. It's a good start here. Brings up Cody Niedenbach. Cody is one of the guys that can certainly go yard. He's already got one. Coletti and Mueller also more than capable. How's Iowa, Greg? And there's a swing, and McCullough right on the spot. Good idea, but he hit it right at him. The ball was sinking, but McCullough really only had to move about a half a step and he was in position. So we're jockeying a little bit here with coaches. And Coletti lashes one off the third baseman. Mahoney tries to throw behind. And just safe, they say. Second, let's take a look at that. So Mahoney wound up, faked the throw, and then threw behind. And that's awful close. Couldn't really tell. But now you got two guys on here for Dave Mueller. And a big fly here can put ink right back in the ballgame. That's why these dome games are so tough. Looked like Donnie got away with a quick pitch there. Didn't really present the ball. And so full count, one out here. You certainly don't want to walk anybody. And there's a hard ground ball to Mahoney over the hook. He will just take the fielder's choice. Thought for the second there that Coletti might have got injured. Chad Hook kind of jumping over him. And I don't know, he might have clipped the shin there. Neil Highland. Runners on the corner now, 2 outs. Ink looking for a big hit here. As the inning started out pretty promising, but 2-2. And there's a little soft fly ball, and Marston takes control, and that'll be the third out of the inning. So they threaten, they don't score. Halfway through, 6-1 Signature. So again, intentional sports starting on the 27th. 28th will be a co-ed mushball overnight out in Aurora. So we're going to get out there. Haven't gotten a schedule, so I don't know how late that's going to go. So tucked in between the two holidays, we're going to have a little softball for you. And intentional will be interesting, as those are a lot of B and low-level A teams that are going to be in that league. Here's Matt Menizzi, and he just dumps a single toward the gap. It's going to be a double at least, as he just guided that into the gap. Brings up pick. So brings up Chris Pikulas. And he tries to go yard, and that ball is way out of here. 2-run homer for Pick. And he got all of that one as he went opposite field and just drove it out of here. And that ball was a no-doubter. Eight to 1. So Signature right now looks like a team that doesn't want to play more than 5. That brings up Marco. And that ball just grazes the net. So it'll be a strike. I think if the net wasn't hanging down, Matt Eberhardt would have got to it. So new life for Marco. And he drives one to center, and Josh, Moran makes the catch. I got a bad habit of calling Josh Jason. So 8-1 here, bottom of the fourth. Signature just cruising along now. They've hit 2 home runs. And there's a little fly ball the other way by Rollins, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So Signature with 8 runs, 5 of them are on 2 homers. Inc. with 1 run, and that was on a solo homer, and now they're back to the top of the lineup with Danny Marston.
Back to quiet. Come on, Danny. Come on, Danny.
And there's a swing and a fly ball. Moran is there, and he puts it away for out number 3. But they push a few more across. They extend the lead as we're going to head to the top of the 5th inning. 8-1. So it's going to be 7, 8, 9. Matt Eberhardt, Josh Moran, and Mike Giangran coming up. And right now, certainly the body language for Signature much better than the body language of this Inc. team, as they really need to start stringing some hits together and get back into this ball game a little bit. And Matt swings, hits it toward the alley, and that's down. That's going to roll all the way to the fence. So Matt Eberhardt, who has won a batting title in the Class A, throws out a leadoff double as he just hit it beautifully into the gap there. Brings up Josh Moran, though courtesy run with them. They are playing Josh to hit the other way, but when you're down 7 and there's a ground ball, it will move the runner. But when you're down 7, you're looking for hits. You're not looking to advance. You don't really want your hitters giving themselves up when you're trailing by this many. So it brings up Mike Giangran. And there's a strike.
You need to touch the rubber. Good idea, Donnie. Good idea, Donnie.
And Giangran hits it fair right over the bag. That'll score a run. Giangran is going to get to, I'm not quite sure if I had that on the replay. We'll take a look at it. And that's awful close to say the same. Now what you got to remember, now that ball did hit in fair territory, and then it bounced up, and then the umpire's judgment, if that ball bounced over the bag fair, even if it lands foul, it would be a fair ball. And Chooch apparently felt that it did cross over the top of the base as it went past it. Here's Pat Devereaux, little ground ball. They look the runner back. So Devereaux hit for LeVar. Oh, that's not Devereaux. I'm sorry, got the wrong guy there. That was Greg Rosenkrantz.
No!
And that ball's foul up into the net. Sorry, got a little distracted there with the pinch hitter. That was Greg Rosenkrantz. Pat Devereaux is not here tonight. And Pat, one of the better hitters on this Inc. team. So run in, 8-2. Sal Milazzo coming out here. Trying to slow the game down. You're up 6. This isn't a spot where during the summer you would expect to see a manager come out. So Jeff LeVar up here with the top looming. And Inc. needs a couple of more hits, and there's a bullet. Short hop to Menizzi. Everybody's safe. The run did not score. And that's very unusual. Mark Menizzi, one of the more sure-handed guys. Jeff LeVar hit a sinking line drive. Mark kept it in front. So runners on the corner with 2 outs here for the leadoff man, Ryan. And Jeff runs pretty good. Should Ryan hit something up the alley, I think Jeff might have a good shot at scoring. And he hits a little pop-up, and coming in, Chad Hook makes the play. So a little bit of noise, but they can only push one across. And we'll head to the bottom of the 5th, 8-2. Yeah, they still got baseball practice down there, so unless this game runs long, I would think the game on this diamond's going to start a little earlier. And just as a programming note for tomorrow, when we have the semifinal games and the championship games, those are going to be late. They're going to be 10 p.m., 11 p.m. So 2-3-4 here. And there's a swing. He punches it down the line. Foul ball. So should Signature push 4 across, this game would be over. We'd have ourselves an early finish. And Menizzi, little hard ground ball to Norton, and Tommy Norton had plenty of time, but he basically was on a fly there, but he threw an ankle biter. Matt Eberhardt couldn't secure it. And now you got that string of guys that can go yard coming up. 8-2. And Mahoney, a humpback past Norton. Menizzi gets the 3rd. Runners on the corner now. So first 2 guys on, nobody out, and here's Scarlatta. I got a feeling Scar might try to load up here. And I like that pitch. As Anthony tried to climb the ladder, didn't want to flatten out to him. Tries it again, a little deep. full count. And now he flattens out, and Scarlata does not hit the roof. It is gone. So Scarlata, you can see here, Anthony flattened out, and Scar just hit it high. That ball just tracked with the top of the roof and got out of here. (11-2). So Signature in the bottom of the fifth, a run away. Still nobody out here. And you got Chad Hook, Wes Shannon, and Tyler McCullough. That is their third home run. And Chad Hook off the roof. Niedenbach tracks it down and makes the catch. I think Chad was thinking he was going to end it, and Wes has got a little bit of a grin on his face. They've hit 3 home runs, 2 3-run bombs, and a 2-run bomb. 8 of their 11. And Wes, though, just flips it the other way. That'll be out number 2. A little surprised at that swing. I thought Wes might try to just end the ball game. Instead, he went oppo. Brings up Tyler McCullough. And Tyler, a little ground ball to Norton, a little fumble. And Tyler, quick as a hiccup. Once you fumble it, he's going to be safe. And it brings up Matt Menizzi. Now this kid can fly. He's going to score on a stretch single. And Menizzi's dumped a couple of hits into right field today. And we've seen Matt hit the ball out of the park as well. And there he's just trying to cut the ball. And there's a Coletti, little bobble, can't tag the runner. Oh, they called him out. We'll check the replay. I wasn't quite sure there was a tag there. We'll see if we get a little better look here on the replay. And that might have been a break if you're an Impact fan. Don't show the replay. So the pitcher's laughing. He's saying, don't show the replay. We do not have replay review. Some people did ask us if we could set that up. The problem is we're dealing most nights with one camera. And unless you got a good camera where you can kind of zoom in, it's very difficult to try to do any type of replay. And that's a perfect example. When it's on the other side of the field, you don't really get a good look at it anyway. So 2-3-4. So we head to the top of the 6th. And Inc. in a world of trouble right now. And Norton swings. Going back, Marston came in, but then he made a basket catch after he circled the wagons. So this was going to be a tough lift today for Inc. I think right now, if you were going to handicap the playoffs, you would think Signature is the team to beat. And Hexx and the Fat Kids, that's a pretty tough first-round matchup. Little ground ball to Hook. Nice scoop there by Menizzi. Leaning forward, stayed on the bag and made the play. See, Hook had a little trouble, and nicely done there by Menizzi. 2 up, 2 down. It brings up Coletti. So we do already have a little mini upset with Goodwood dismissing the dummies. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. For a split second there, I thought Marston might have been close to bumping into McCulloch, but Tyler makes the catch. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 11-2, any kind of a run ends the ball game. It's going to be Chris Peculius, Marco, and then Donnie. I would find it hard to believe Pick wouldn't try to end this. Well, it's difficult because when you sit back here, Amalia, and you look at what Signature has, I mean, for the most part, it's their regular season team, but they've also got Chad Hook and Wes Shannon out here, 2 of the better players at the 16-inch softball. And Wes might be a top 3 player when he's healthy and motivated. So it's a big lift in a small little indoor setting. And Pick hits a knuckleball into the gap. That'll be a ground rule double. That ball was screaming out there and dancing at the same time. So potential game winner at second brings up Marco. They'll pinch run with Matt Menizzi. And Marco, little soft pop-up, Niedenbach going back. The right fielder dropped it. Everybody's safe. So the right fielder came in, or left fielder came in. Ryan, Cody was in the neighborhood, was trying to make a basket catch around his belt, and just dropped it. And there's a high fly ball, hits the roof, and it drops. Menizzi had to wait, so the bases will be loaded. So that was just a little lazy fly ball, but it hit the roof, fell in between the right fielder and the second baseman, and Danny Marston with a fly out here could win the ball game. And there's the fly ball. Burrito gives chase, but that's going to do it as the 10th run scores. Danny Marston comes through with the sacrifice, and that'll do it. So Signature wins and advances. Inc. is out. They join the dummies. And there's a guy who played last night on Goodwood, Mike Trump. So we're glad you enjoyed the ball game. And I see Tommy Lentine walking down. So we'll be doing March Iron, apparently. And they're still playing baseball on the other diamond. So if this game should end and they're still playing down there, we'll take a walk and try to give you some bonus coverage. But for now, we're going to sign off. Stay with us. We'll have another game in about 10 or 15